I think you said in the book, or you've said once before when asked about self-esteem, and I really want to talk about the things that happened in your teenage years, but I think self-esteem is such a big topic in the world today, especially because of social media, especially because of so much self-judgment and self-criticism. And when you've been asked before, you've mentioned like you're good at pretending sometimes, or you have been good at pretending. And I wonder, when was it that you allowed yourself to stop pretending and really start working on it? Like what did that take? Because I feel like most of us, it's so much more easier to pretend and we hide behind it. But I feel like you claiming your narrative back in this book was almost saying, well, I'm not going to let what's happened to me define my self-esteem. Would you say that's fair? Or
Definitely everyone goes through that. And it took me a while. Just after what I had went through, my self-esteem was just destroyed from the things that were said to me and the abuse that I suffered when I was a teenager at these troubled teen schools. I don't even like to call them schools. And it wasn't until my documentary back in 2019 where I really started doing this just whole path of self-discovery and really just talking about so many things I had never told anyone. And then with now my book, that was the second part of it, because I wasn't even ready at that point to open up in ways I did. But I've just grown so much in the past couple of years. And then getting married with my husband, it's just, my life has completely changed. And I'm going to be always forever so grateful to Alexandra Dean, the director of my documentary, because that film literally changed my life.
making it change your life.
Yes, in so many ways. And now really just turning my pain into a purpose and helping make a difference in other people's lives has just been so rewarding. And I feel that people understand me in ways that they didn't before.
Yeah, yeah.
And it just feels really good to finally be understood.
Like, what does it feel like when you hold on to uncomfortable things? What does that feel like? And then what gave you the courage to actually say, I need to talk about this?
For me, that's just how my family was. Like, we didn't like to talk about things. And when that happened, I was 14 years old, and he completely took advantage of his power as, a teacher at the school. And to be doing that to a little girl was just so wrong. And I'm so glad that my parents ended up driving out the driveway, because who knows what he would have tried to do. And after that happened, I just didn't ever talk about it with my family up until a few weeks ago when I asked my mom, and I said, that night that you caught me in the car and you were chasing me in the car and everything, did you know who that was? And she said, no. And I was like, oh, I always thought since I was a teenager, I thought that she knew that it was that. And she had no idea until now. She just thought it was some teenage boy.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Up till like a couple of
Literally,
weeks ago.
up until a couple of weeks ago when she read my book.
And what was her reaction to that? I mean,
In shock. She just couldn't believe it. She was in shock of so many things in the book. My sister and her, we just spoke about it like at my house a few weeks ago, and they were both just crying and saying, I can't believe it. You didn't tell us any of this. Like, I wish you could have came to us. But it's hard to talk about things. And especially when you're raised in that way where you don't really talk about anything that's hard. It's been difficult. But I'm so glad that I finally got the courage to do it. And I know that my story is really important. And I wish that I had this book back when I was a teenager, because I would have definitely not felt so alone and misunderstood.
Yeah. Yeah.